Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mangg. Welcome back to Hanging with Mangg. We're just playing some Overwatch here. Let's see. Well, all I've really been playing the only games I played this week were Fallout games for my recording and Overwatch with some friends here and there. That's pretty much it. And then like the Wednesday thing and then Two Brothers Play thing. That's pretty much it. So not gonna show any Fallout, so we'll just play some Overwatch.
I don't understand how you can trust someone.
Yeah. The Fallout recordings are going pretty well though. I'm done with Fallout 1, 2, and 3. I just recorded the first part for New Vegas. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with that.
My ultimate is K. You won't be disappointed. You won't be disappointed.
And then after New Vegas, I'll do 4, of course. And then probably fuck. After 4, thinking of doing some Fallout 76. I don't really know how a playthrough of that would be structured or anything like that, but maybe just like a few videos or even just a variety stream. And I'd also like to do Fallout Tactics. As you know, I'm a big fan of tactical RPGs, so Fallout Tactics is a game I played through once, like years back, and it's kind of like Jagged Alliance. Anyone that remembers those. I guess it is a little bit like XCOM. It's just kind of cool. So it could be worth a playthrough. Beyond that, that might be it for Fallout. I don't really think I need to play Brotherhood of Steel. It's not even canon anymore, and it's not a particularly great game. And then what else is there? Like Fallout Shelter or something, but not going to do a playthrough of that, so that'd probably be it for Fallout, which is enough. Yeah, so that's all that. Let's see, though. Bit of a rough week. So of course I was planning on moving this Friday, not this last Friday, this coming Friday, the 21st. That is my closing date. But there's a wrench in the engine, so to speak. It has to do with I've mentioned this multiple times over the last month now. This issue with the mortgage company where they wanted some sort of verification from YouTube that I am an active YouTuber. And you know, I really looked into that and all that. I talked to Creator Sport twice. I posted on like the community boards and all that, and it just doesn't exist, and there's no formal contract or anything like that. And this was really proven because my brother Lego on his YouTube channel, they were just monetized this week. They were just monetized, and there was no special process for that. They literally just like submitted a request to be monetized, and they're like, yeah, you're good, you're monetized. I mean, they had to meet the requirements for their channel, of course, but they're, you know, it's not like they send you, okay, here's this form, please sign this, scan it, you send it, you know, it's just like, there's no e-sign, it's just nothing, it's just fucking YouTube. So it just doesn't exist, and I told them that multiple times. And that was just sort of, that was like the last hang up, of course. And the way that they have made it sort of sound over the last month is like, oh, you know, if you could get us some sort of proof that, you know, you're an active YouTuber, that would be swell. That would be swell. We can, you know, we can move this along and all that, blah, blah, blah. You know, it was never like a high pressure thing. And I thought, okay, like they're being some sort of weird sticklers because it's an unusual situation, and it's a, you know, it's a much bigger house purchase than my current place. But I was just like, well, you know, I bought this condo through this mortgage company as a YouTuber, and I didn't have to verify. I didn't find a contract last time or anything like that. You know, it's just that wasn't required at all. It was the same company.
This is gonna make you feel better.
Two Brothers Play streams on Saturday nights, usually around 11 CST. And so I really, my thought for like the last month was like, okay, I've made it very clear that what they're asking for just doesn't exist. And I'm sure they want it for like their paperwork system or whatever, that, you know, it would be good, but it doesn't exist, so they're just gonna have to, you know, live without it. How's Darkest Dungeon going? Darkest Dungeon is finished. We'll be moving on to Final Fantasy Tactics next week.
True self is without form.
I was doing pretty well, I think. I don't know how long I would have lasted on that run, but Lego sort of, his run fell apart. Anyways, so yeah, I thought they would just be like, all right, well, we don't want to, you know, we want this dude's money, so screw it, just move on. That's what I thought was going to happen, because they never made it sound that pressing. And then this week, my deadline for the loan commitment came up to where I needed, you know, to have the loan finalized, and that had not happened. And so they're like, okay, we've transferred the case over to our solution consultant. Whatever exactly that means. we've transferred the case over to our solution consultant to just wrap up this one last thing, and then we'll be good.
Soldier 76 online.
I'm like, okay, solution consultant. This guy, you know, maybe he's just the one that has the authority to say, yeah, screw it, just let's move forward. And so then Friday morning, I get a call from the solution consultant. And he's just like, hey, so yeah, if you could just get us some sort of proof that you're an active YouTuber, we can just wrap this up. And it's like, oh, are you fucking joking me? Like, what? Like, I've made this very clear over the last month that that does not exist. He's like, well, yeah, if you can just find, like, the contract that you signed with YouTube, send that over. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's no contract. He's like, well, why do you think there's no contract? And I'm like, because I've been a YouTuber for fucking years. I know there's no contract. I didn't say that, but I'm just like, yeah, I'm pretty certain there's no contract. I've double checked everything. I've talked to creator support multiple times. I don't have anything for you. And he's like, all right, well, if you just keep looking and if you find anything, let me know. And it's like, are you fucking serious? This is the consultant to figure this out for me? 2 days after my loan commitment is due? To keep looking? And, so I continue to look, you know, I looked a 4th time over everything. Didn't find anything because it certainly doesn't exist. Like, YouTube is not, we're not employees of business, we're not employees of YouTube. We're not even, like, contracted by YouTube in any way whatsoever. This is just a very informal agreement that can be broken on a whim. And that's not what any mortgage company wants to hear, of course. But it's like, that's life, you know, you could be fired at any moment. It just, you know, shit happens. I have money. Take my money. What do you want? And so at that point, it was like, okay, I need to know if I need to look to another mortgage company, you know, just to, like, move forward. And that's what I texted the solution consultant. I'm like, there's nothing that I have or can provide to you for this. Do I need to look for another mortgage company that can actually, you know, help me out? He didn't even respond to the text. I had to call him like 30 minutes later, and he's like, yeah, I saw your text. Obviously, we don't want to withdraw your account. And it's like, yeah, I'm betting fucking not, but what are you doing to keep it? And it's just like, okay, so I called up some other lenders. I called up, like, my bank and talked to someone from there. And they were like, yeah, I don't know why you would need any sort of proof or contract or anything like that. That's really weird. And I'm like, okay, blah, blah, blah. And This was Friday afternoon, so they're like, okay, well, we'll try to get back to you on Monday and see if we can help you out. Okay. Then I called up someone else that my realtor recommended and talked to, like, his receptionist or something. Maybe more than a receptionist, somebody in his office. And it's just like, yeah, I'm a YouTuber. I got a tricky situation here. And she's like, okay, you'll have to explain things to me because I don't know anything about making money on YouTube. I just go in there and watch funny cat videos, and it's like, great, this is a good start. And so I explained the situation to her, and she's like, yeah, I don't know why you would require a contract. That's really strange. And I'm like, okay, that's good, I guess. And it's all seemed like, okay, you know, the mortgage company I'm working with is just ridiculous and stupid. Until I mentioned that I don't, I do my own taxes, I don't have an accountant, and I file as an individual. I don't have like the Exploring Series LLC or anything like that. And her response was just, oh, I see. And that's when she explained that, yeah, so COVID apparently has really brought the scrutiny down on self-employment. Like trying to buy real estate and stuff with as a self-employed person. Without a business or anything like that. COVID, since so many more people are now self-employed, the restrictions are a lot tighter, and you need some sort of outside verification that you are indeed self-employed, which is either having an accountant vouch for you and say, yep, self-employed, they're making money, it's all good, or having like it be a business entity for like, you know, a couple years. And I don't have either of those. So had I not done my own taxes, or had I established myself as a business a couple years ago, this all would have been perfectly fine. Someone else could have vouched for me. But as it stands, there is no one that can say, yep, he's a YouTuber and he's still making videos and he's still making money. Now, the thing that bothers me is that I have payment receipts from Google with my name and address on it, matching the amounts going into my bank account every month. I feel like if that's not proof that I'm still actively making money through YouTube, I don't really know what is. And apparently that's not good enough for them. Then there is a sort of friend of the family who is a CPA, and my parents actually mentioned hiring him as my accountant like a month ago or something like that, and it's like, yeah, I probably should, it's a good idea. But then we came to the idea of like, well, what if he signs a letter saying that, yep, Mangg is a YouTuber as his accountant, I can verify that. And originally, that seemed like a fantastic idea. I even mentioned it to the mortgage company, and they're like, yeah, that would be great. That would do it. And he emailed me saying like, okay, who am I addressing this to? What do I exactly need to say? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, it's all going to work out. This is great. Then a few hours later, I'm told that he looked into it some more, and apparently, if I ever defaulted on the loan, I failed to make my payments and stuff, he could be sued. Because it was his word that got me the loan. Him vouching for me and my income. So apparently that opens him up for a lawsuit, potentially. And so he just didn't feel comfortable. Because it's not like I'm working for a company and they fire me and then I can't pay my mortgage. They wouldn't get sued because, you know, they say, oh yeah, he's working here. I mean, it seems fucky. I don't really get it, but he's the CPA and I'm not. So if that's what he says and he doesn't want to do it, that's what I can't force him. Which put us back to the drawing board. And, so yeah. At that point, it was like 9 o'clock on Friday, and I'm just like, fuck it. I mean, there's nothing else I can really do at this point. It's the weekend, and that's it. So that's basically where we're at this point. Now, my sister talked to a mortgage company that she had worked with, and she had explained the whole situation, including that I'm not a business and I do my own accounting. And she had explained that all to them. And then they said that they could most likely do this, but it would be with kind of a shitty interest rate. I mean, my mom's like, well, you know, when I bought my house in the 70s, I was happy to get a 10% interest rate. I'm like, yeah, I guess. Not that I'm getting a 10% interest rate or anything, but it's definitely a worse interest rate than I would have gotten, but not by a drastic amount. And it's not like a 30-year fixed or anything like that, so it's more just like, it's a little shittier of a situation, and if I go with them, it's like another 30 days, you know? Another 30-day process before we'd actually be able to close. Presumably the seller would just stick with us because it's easier to just sit here and wait another 30 days than put it back on the market and go through that whole process. But I don't know. I don't think we've even mentioned this to the seller yet. So that's basically what we're waiting till tomorrow when, you know, the mortgage company I've been working with, they'll have to make some sort of decision. one way or the other. And then if they're like, yeah, this is a no-go, I'm sorry, then we will... I'll probably go with this other company with a shittier rate, and then it's a matter of like... Then it's a matter of like if the seller is willing to move forward with me and my issues of being a fucking YouTuber. If they are, then we'll go with the other company, and it'll probably be end of June that I'll end up moving. Which isn't the end of the world. I mean, all things considered, it's certainly a livable situation. It's just a bummer and lame and stupid, but it's livable. And that's where we're at, so. It just sucks, it's like I got all this shit packed, and it's like, if it's just a month, do I really want to unpack most of this stuff, so I gotta sit around with boxes all month. I was planning to have, like, a big weekend sort of thing with a bunch of buddies in a few weeks, and that I'm gonna have to cancel. Yeah, there's just a lot of bummers. But in the long run, it's fine. Yeah, so moving on from that. This week on this channel was almost entirely Arkham Horror, the Living Guard game. As I mentioned it would be. I'm sorry if you're not interested in that, but that's what it was. I think there's one more part for that, which I'll upload tonight. And then we're done with Arkham Horror, the card game. Not done with Tabletop Simulator, though. There's plenty more to go. We haven't even gotten to all the Hexplore stuff yet, so, you know, we'll continue to a day until it's all done. I also have, I also have Crusader Kings, few videos to upload. And eventually we got to get back to Dragon Quest, and we've got some other big things coming up. Ratchet and Clank. Biomutant now comes out in a couple weeks, which looks pretty interesting. Yeah, but for this week still, it's going to be Tabletop Simulator.
I will protect the innocent.
What are we waiting for?
On Wednesday, I did a variety stream of Teardown. We'll be doing another variety stream of something. We'll see. Two Brothers Play Darkest Dungeon, like I said, that is finished now, so we're going to be moving on to Final Fantasy Tactics. War of the Lions. Lego's definitely going to just be doing basic War of the Lions. I haven't decided if I also want to do basic War of the Lions or try some sort of mod. Since I've already done a recorded Let's Play of War of the Lions, it's probably more interesting for me to do a mod. I just haven't decided on one. So that's all that. Over on the Exploring series, I released a video on Insect Hell. Seems a lot of people had issues with that one. I mean, view-wise, it was okay, but a lot of people just had issues with the scenario and the writing, making it seem like the Foundation was incredibly incompetent. Which, yeah, they were. It's... I mean, the Foundation always being depicted as uber competent isn't always interesting. Showing their mistakes can be entertaining as well.
Science will reveal.
I thought it was a cool scenario. I saw one comment, and again, I don't read many comments, so the fact that I saw it, it was just like, oh boy. I saw one comment that said, "The fact that you think this was worthy of a video makes me question why I'm subscribed to you." It's like, god damn. And truth is, it's like, you know, I've covered most of the really good shit. We tend to scrape the barrel at this point, I'm sorry.
Tell me how this feels. I require assistance. The power of destruction. Get into position. Strength flows from you.
Yeah, I thought it was okay, and people watched it, so I don't really care if not everyone loved it. A lot of people really hate the Ouroboros cycle, and that's my most popular video, so I'm not gonna sweat it too much. This week I worked on part 1 of Project Palisade. Which is sort of a 001 proposal, although there's other accompanying tales. It's basically a scenario in which these timelines start becoming corrupted and being utterly destroyed and utterly just wiped out completely, obliterated. And the Foundation has developed a project in order to basically protect them from this threat of just your timeline just getting obliterated and corrupted and obliterated by something. And so that project is Project Palisade, And I don't really want to spoil what it is, because there's a lot of build-up, which is all part one. Part one is all build-up to what exactly Project Palisade is. Part one just explains how these timelines are getting corrupted and destroyed and all that, and it's pretty interesting stuff. Some people might object to having an entire video that's just build-up. But, you know, you gotta have the build up for the proper part two, so. So yeah, that's what that is. And, I actually didn't finish the part one video until Saturday, because Friday I was just like,
Justice will be done.
I gotten woken up like way too early by the fucking solution consultant that didn't help me whatsoever, and then I had to just spend time like scrambling, trying to figure out like, okay, apparently I'm not moving. And then, I was just like, I wanted to go back to sleep, but then I was like constantly waiting on phone calls and texts from people, you know, different companies, and just like, well, guess I'm not sleeping. And then, God, yeah, like, didn't want to cook for dinner, so I just ordered in, and then, like, at midnight, someone mentioned McDonald's, and I was like, fuck, I want to eat McDonald's. It's just, that whole day was just a disaster. I mean, I'm alright now. At this point, I've accepted, like, okay, if I move in a month, I move in a month, whatever. Yeah. It's kind of a bummer, because I was looking to take a week off when I moved, and now I don't know how that's going to line up, because I'm actually taking like a family trip the end of June, which would be a month away from my current closing date, so I don't know how that's going to line up, and I feel like I'm going to miss out on another vacation that I would have normally had, but I guess whatever. Yeah, so it is what it is. It all is what it is. I'm still here, I'm still alive, I'm still making YouTube videos, so can't complain too much. Alright, that's my phone, so Guess we'll leave it off here. Check out the Project Palisade Part 1. We got more TTS stuff coming this week. Variety stream on Wednesday, and Two Brothers Play Final Fantasy Tactics on Saturday. My name is Mangg. It's been Hang with Mangg. You fine folks.